Hey everybody, Chris Macmillan here. This is not an episode of Truth Conduit. This is a special session, a special interview that I've done. Sorry I haven't done anything it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I've done an episode. I kind of went on a little hiatus for a while, and now everything that's happening right now with the coronavirus, it's happening, it's real, whether we like it or not. We've got to deal with it, and we're doing daily meetings in the autonomy group, trying to keep a close eye on the situation, trying to discern fact from fiction, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, including from the mainstream media themselves. And so we're putting on our critical thinking caps and really trying to be open to every possibility of how this could turn out. And it doesn't look good, I'm going to be honest. This could realistically turn into a very, very seriously dangerous situation for many people. So we can't trust any information that's coming from China. You just can't. We don't know. What they tell us, we don't know. But now the peak of it is happening in Spain and Italy. Well, we do know people in Spain and Italy, and we can ask people directly what's happening. So we're kind of looking for people. We want to talk to somebody who has actually officially been diagnosed with it. There are a couple of people in autonomy who are pretty sure they had it and they got over it, but they didn't go in. So probably they had it, but we don't know for sure. We're just looking for more firsthand accounts of people who have actually had it. Or who actually have it. So it occurred to me, I know quite a few people in Spain, so I thought I would get on the line and talk to some of my old friends. I managed to arrange an interview with my friend Stefanos and Laura. Now, he's from Greece and she's from Spain, from Valencia, and they're on their 3rd day of quarantine. So I reached out to them and they were happy to do a talk with me, and they're giving their first-hand account from their point of view of what's happening. So be strong, be smart, don't panic, and be observant. All right, thanks for watching.
I'm moving house today. It's been 2 years, 8 months and 28 days, and I've got to say that as I step off the bus for what could be the last time spent as sitting in your boss supermarket queues, etc. And I have to say though, it's only today that I'm glad to be leaving. I really will miss the when Santa, today I'm sad, but tomorrow I'll be glad when Santa.
You're listening to truthconduit.com with Chris Macmillan.
What's the situation then? Tell me, tell me, I want to know what's going on there, because I want to know all the details of what you're going through, because I've decided I'm going to talk to people in Spain because you guys are on the front line and we're next. Let's talk about the situation. And then we can relax a bit. What happened? When did it start? Last Friday?
Imprisonment, isolation, confinement, home confinement. This is what's happening. They've imprisoned us at home. That's what happened. I mean, they have the army outside and the police patrolling, fining people for 30,000 euros just for being outside. Even if you're by yourself, you can't, I mean, the point is, this thing is contagious, so you shouldn't be with somebody else. But even though you're by yourself, are you gonna record this?
Yeah, I'm recording it.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this. No, I'm putting this on my website. I'm putting this on my website because, this is what we talk about every day in autonomy. We're having meetings. We're keeping a close eye on what's going on. And you guys are on the front line. And it occurred to me today, hold on, I know a lot of people there in Spain, so I need to start interviewing everyone so people can see what's happening. And in its early days, So I was
what's happening, record this, okay? What's happening is the new kind of dictatorship where the dictator doesn't even know they're a fucking dictator. Sorry for saying the F word. You can beat it. Listen, we got a bunch of people in the government and a bunch of people in society, I mean, everywhere, that are hypochondriacs. You understand? They have a very good life. They don't want to lose it. So there is a new mass hysteria phenomenon which causes alarmism and exaggeration. We see that with climate change and other stories. I'm not saying there's no climate change. I'm not saying there's no coronavirus. But for instance, coronavirus mortality rate is 0.7%, and it might be even lower because there's some people that are asymptomatic. What would they do if this virus were like 60% mortality? What would they do? They would bomb us? What would they do? Drop a nuke? It's crazy what they're doing. It's that they see something that is dangerous, understand that, and then, of course, the argument is that they are closing us up, they are locking us up at home. We can't get out. You understand? They're locking us up because if we go out and contagiate, is that correct, the verb? Contagiate? Is that how? Yeah, if we pass it on to other people. You understand?
There you go. Pass it on to other people.
If you do that, the health system
spread the love.
Have they stopped and think that they probably have a crappy health system? That's why it will collapse. Have they ever thought about it? They need to hire new doctors right now, new nurses, new medication. They never have money.
Yeah.
They're slow. They're bureaucratic. They need more time than it takes. I mean, they don't have a fast response. The only thing they know how to do is restricting. Just close everything. Let's destroy the economy, bankrupt everyone. Let's just destroy everything so they can save you. And they don't know they're destroying us, but it's like because they're afraid. They are crazy. It's a mental illness. At least 50 years ago, or even now in Iran, which is behind, they have an ayatollah, a dictator, says, "I'm the dictator, you subordinate." Okay, we know. Here, no. Here we have democracy, but we get crazy, So we start oppressing each other, and we have the government oppressing us because we are crazy hypochondriacs. That's what's going on.
When did it start? Did y'all have any warning?
Of course we had warnings. They've been talking about it on the news all the time. They won't talk about anything else. It's everything coronavirus, we're gonna die.
Here, how long have you been housebound then?
It started Saturday night.
Okay, so today's Tuesday. So this is the end of day 3 for you guys.
But this is gonna be for a month or something like that. They said initially 15 days, but it could be a month. We're gonna get really crazy in here. I mean, it's very difficult. You can't get out. But we have the right to go to the supermarket, but again, be very careful. We can walk the dog, but if 2 people walk the dog, maybe one can get fined, and the fines are very high.
How much are they?
30,000 euros.
Oh my God!
Like 30.
Going to jail.
And jail if you're a repeat offender. If they catch you again, they put you in jail, where you can, in jail you can be contagious and pass it on, or you can get sick because you're in jail. You're gonna be somebody else.
Here, so Laura, your dad is military. Do you have any insight? Has he told you any secrets? Anything that what does he think about all this?
In fact, I cannot talk with him because he's at home, and of course we are not living in the same place.
Home.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk on the phone.
Yeah, but
we don't call like us.
I don't think he knows anything.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if they know, the people from
he hasn't told you anything.
Those are state secrets. If he knows something, he's not gonna tell you or me or anyone. And anyway, those guys from the military, they follow orders. The orders are everybody stays home. That's the order. Everybody stays home. They lock you in, and that's it. You get out, you go to jail, you pay 30,000 each time you get out. That's the deal.
So what can you do?
You take it. Even whether you like it or not, you take the deal.
What can you do? What can you do? You can walk the dog, but only 2 people per dog.
No, one. The second one gets the 30,000 euros.
What if it's a married couple walking their dog?
One is enough for the dog, so you choose who pays the fine.
And also short walks.
Short walks, it has
it's
to be.
It's just for necessity for the dog.
And who are there policemen down on the streets? Are there cops are they wandering the streets?
Yes. Cops, the military, helicopters hovering over us, recording to see if there's someone on the street.
Stefanos, what happened to you when you went to the park a few days ago to do your pull-ups?
The cops showed up, but I was lucky, they didn't find me. They told me, you leave the park right now or we'll fine you. And I thought, well, this is gonna be like $200 or $500. I preferred not to pay, not to risk that. I said, okay, I'm gonna go home. Don't worry, guys. So I left. Couldn't do. I told them I'm here by myself. Well, they saw me. I was by myself at a pull-up bar. I was doing pull-ups with gloves on. So I can't infect anyone. I cannot infect anyone. Yet they said, no, you're giving the bad example. Actually, this would be the reasonable argument that I'm giving the bad example. They didn't even use that argument. That's my thought. They just said, we got orders, you have to go home. That's all. Yeah,
one of these days, you're going to learn that you can't argue with these people. They're machines,
No, I do believe they are human beings, and I'm trying to reason with them. You understand? I'm trying to reason with them. I told them, guys.
Sorry, Stefanos, I forgot.
I'm wearing gloves.
In Spain, they're still human. In Spain, they're still human. In the U.S., it's a different story.
I know American cops, and they're nice guys. I know some American. I have American friends that are American cops. You shouldn't lose faith in anyone. You understand?
So the guy. But the fine for being out on your own in the park. What is it? What did he say? 200 to 300? Not 30,000.
No, that was my idea. Listen, the guy said, "You leave, or I'll fine you." I got orders. I said, I'm here by myself. I'm doing my pull-ups by myself. I can't infect anyone. I'm wearing gloves.
Yeah.
I said, no, you have to go home or I'll fine you. And I thought if he fined me, it would be like 500. So I saved 500. And then when I went home, I heard on TV that it's not 500, it's 30,000. So by just being allowed to go home by this guy, I saved myself 30,000. That's crazy. If he decided to fine me, I would be in jail for that right now.
And was it a cop or was it a police? I mean, was it a policeman or was it a military?
Policía Nacional. That was a cop and not the local municipal cop. It was the guys with the big guns, the guys who go after drug dealers,
not the Guardia Civil, the national.
The national police, the ones with the big guns, the ones that do the difficult stuff.
Yeah, the guys in blue. What about the Guardia Civil? What is their role in all this?
We didn't see any.
We didn't see any, but they are
just
patrolling everywhere.
And national.
Because Guardia Civil is normally on the highways, the secondary roads. They stop you and they tell you to go home, or they fine you. You need to have a reason to drive somewhere. You can't just drive somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to have a reason. You need to actually, it's better if you have some paperwork, something that certifies that you're going to take care of your old mother, or you're going to the hospital.
That leads back to my question. What else can you do? You can walk the dog. You can't go to the park. You can go to the supermarket. How does that work?
Well, you go to the supermarket to buy the stuff you need and go home immediately.
Are there rations? Is there a limit to the number of products you can buy?
Depending on the supermarket. For example, there is Mercadona, that is the biggest one, no problem for the moment.
Yeah.
But Consum, it's another one that is quite big. In fact, you are unlimited to up to 6.
Yeah, 6 units of the same item, because they want to avoid people stashing up huge amounts of food and letting the others starve. You understand? But this was not imposed by government. This was the supermarket itself that it said, because we're solidary with everyone, people need food. you can't just come and buy everything. So they limited it, they regulated it themselves, and it's a decision made by the supermarket.
Is the mail circulating regularly? Are you getting mail? Are you getting mail regularly?
Physical mail, you mean?
Yeah.
In the mailbox?
Yeah.
Well, usually
we don't get any mail anyway. Everything.
No, okay. Let me rephrase. Are people getting mail in their mailbox physically?
I think so. I think they do.
Okay.
I think that a mail person, I shouldn't say mail.
Yeah, because the mail people, well, people working at the post office are complaining they don't have the, you know, the mascarillas and
the masks.
The gloves. And
actually, you're being too close to me and you could infect me, right? I mean, you're talking and saliva gets out. You see?
Well, I mean, you already know, you guys already know the younger you are, you'll be fine. It's people that are like 70 and over. They're the ones that are actually really, or people with health conditions. You guys will be fine.
Do you think it's worth bankrupting the whole economy, shutting down entire countries?
That is going to happen.
Even old people think that this is not a good idea. They prefer to risk their lives than being broke or starving, or I don't know what the consequences are. I think they're underestimating the financial consequences of it, which might be very, very harsh.
Oh, no, that is going to happen. This is going to be worse, much worse than 2008. But at the moment, what about, sorry, I'm not sure, is the mail going, are there mail carriers delivering mail? If you had to order things online from Amazon, for example, or wherever.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can order things online. Actually, they recommend you to order things online so you don't have to go to the supermarket and risk getting infected.
Okay, good.
You can, but there are delays because.
Yeah, sure.
And there's also rationing. I think if you order online, you can't order like 500 hamburgers or steaks. You can't do that. I think there are limits. When you order online, it's to some amount depending on the supermarket.
Okay.
But there are delays because there are many orders because people are in panic and they are
they're getting crazy, and you know we are run out of meat in the supermarkets. It's crazy.
It's a mental illness. That's the virus. The virus is in the minds of government and people. Everyone.
So this is only day
alarmism, hypochondriasis, and exaggeration.
Stefanos, what's happening with your family in Greece then? What are they saying?
In Greece, they are still free to go out, but they are people are expecting a lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't know what their government, in Greece it's different because, you know, they count the cases and the deaths, and Greece now has less deaths and less cases of coronavirus infection. So the government there has taken very drastic measures, restricting measures from the beginning, early measures. So it did, in some countries, among which is Greece, they have done a good job restricting the virus. So people are still free. Here, they tried to do the UK thing, like let it happen, you know? They saw that the number of virus cases was growing, so they went suddenly to drastic measures, very, very drastic measures, like this lockdown, you understand? So the European governments and most governments in the world, they want to limit this thing a lot. That's their purpose. Now, if you want to debate whether this is a good idea or not, this is another story. But in the case of Greece and Spain, both have the objective of really limiting the virus, mostly because it destroys the healthcare system, the national healthcare system, because many people go to the hospital, you know, and the hospital collapses. And then you have something else, no matter how bad it is, they can't fix you because there's too many people in the hospital. That's the problem. And also doctors can get sick and all this. So the problem is the healthcare system. So that's why they've decided, all those countries but the UK, they've decided to limit the virus. So as in Greece, there are less cases, there's more freedom. Here there are more cases, got out of hand, there's no freedom at all.
So everything's closed. The bars, the restaurants, everything.
Everything.
What about
But in Greece,
people who work? What about people who work in offices and things like that? Is anybody going to work at all in Valencia?
They work online. They don't show up at the offices. I know a guy who's a high-ranking officer in the European Central Bank in Frankfurt, and he's Greek. Right now, he's somewhere in Spain, and he's working online. He was in Madrid. He fled Madrid because he had many cases. He fled before they locked it down, and he hasn't been to Frankfurt for more than a week. Christine Lagarde told them, don't come, just do whatever you can online, send emails, and if you want to regulate bankers, regulate them on the phone, or if you want to get lobbied by bankers, have them lobby you on the phone or by email. So that's how it works. Even those high-ranking jobs are online, and I work in a conservatory, so Conservatorio Superior Castilla-La Mancha. They're trying to get us to rehearse with percussion instruments, me playing the piano, them playing the percussion online, like with headphones. Might be possible. The thing is that they don't have the percussion instruments at home.
Yeah.
And they have to go somewhere where there are timpani or marimbas.
And where's your piano?
They can't go. We can't rehearse. So now they say, have them do some research. As we have those jobs that are run by government, and they decided to keep paying us, even though we're doing nothing, they now have to justify that we are doing something. You understand? So they make us do useless things, just say we did something. So but other people who are in the businesses, they're not gonna make any money. Anybody who's a freelancer, I'm also a freelancer. I work for government, but I'm also a freelancer musician.
Okay.
I'm the real economy. Half of myself is the real economy, not making money. The other half of myself works in a government job. I'm gonna make money this month for doing nothing. So I say, just try and rehearse.
Money.
Listen to that. That's interesting. Go and rehearse online with a percussion player who has no percussion instruments. And we'll pay you because you rehearsed with a percussion player who has no percussion instruments. And by the way, the piano is in there. I have no good internet service in there. So I can't connect to the percussion. Doesn't matter. Go and try and do that, and I'll pay you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about Laura? What about you? What's your situation with the violin? Laura, what's your situation with the violin? What's your work situation?
All instrument teachers, professors, we should teach online. But I think for me it's easier because all my students have their instrument at their places, so it's not a problem.
But you can teach, but you can't play anywhere.
Yeah. You
cannot play anywhere.
What do you mean? Concerts and things.
No concert, no.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, until this is lifted.
So
no weddings, no.
Yeah, everything is canceled. So we are waiting for.
What about the flat there? Are you guys stocked up? How often do you have to go and buy supplies? Who goes out?
We got food anyway. I mean, we didn't do this exaggerated thing most people do that stash lots of food and then it rots. They won't even use it.
I would like to think that you learned that from me, 10 years ago.
Yes, we learned it from you and Miles who had to dump food, and this is what's going to happen with them. Listen, different governments in different countries like Greece, Spain, France, I cannot trust those. I mean, I criticize them a lot because many things are doing wrong, and they are intervening too much, but there are some things that they can do, and I trust them. If you hear the minister, politicians, no matter how lying they are, say, listen, there are supplies. Then the supermarket guys say there are supplies. You need to have some trust. That's what I believe. I might be wrong and starve to death, but I think I'm not going to starve to death because the supermarket guy, listen, the supermarket owner, supermarket workers, politicians, ministers, in a democracy, in a Western democracy, they tell you, there is food in the supermarkets. Don't shop everything. Just go get what you need and tomorrow go again. And then you have the opportunity to get out because you're confined at home. So you get the opportunity to get out. So this is a kind of, not that bad deal. So that's what we're doing. We got some food here, but we go and shop reasonably. We're doing what other people do, that they go and empty the shelves. That should be. This is where governments should intervene and restrict them, and and not let them, or the supermarket itself should intervene and say you're not allowed to buy all this.
In fact,
You should not. They'll dump it. It will rot. It's not enough room in the freezer. For
I think
all that food
I think you should stand there by the aisle with a baseball bat, and you could control the situation, Stefanos, and that could be a job for you.
No.
Yeah, get the supermarket.
I
You could tell them, look, I'm a musician, but I have other talents. I can ration the food if in a private, discreet manner.
Listen, playing a musical instrument requires speed, accuracy, and handling. So a baseball bat is very similar to playing violin. And you need to be. I mean, you must have seen all those, fat violinists, but normally people have to be in good shape to play a musical instrument, especially piano, percussion, all those things. So handling the baseball bat is very similar to music.
Hey,
so
no,
very accurate in bashing.
Frozen baguette. 2 frozen baguettes. That would be even cooler.
Yeah.
Controlling the situation. Like nunchucks.
There's also the Greek method, with the frozen baguettes. Greeks for 3,000 years now, where long things you were using them in a kind of homosexual way. We are very good at that, although we don't want to admit it. So I could do this to all those people those people that abuse the freedom and the liberty that's given to them, even though limited by restricting government. They have the margin, they have the liberty to go and shop more, and they empty the shelves. They deserve a frozen baguette up there. Beep.
Here, are the shelves empty or not?
Depending.
Yeah, the product. What have you gone for something that was gone? It was out.
Meat. Well, there was some and toilet paper.
Why?
I mean, coronavirus infects you. You don't have any intestinal problems.
I think people
you defecate okay with coronavirus. Why are they?
This is a mystery that we in autonomy we've been trying to figure out for a few days now. Yeah.
Stupidity is very difficult.
Yeah, you want to stock up on food and water, and okay, it might be inconvenient if you run out of toilet paper, but at least you'll have food and water, and you can improvise the toilet paper thing. But if you have toilet paper, no food, and no water, difference does it make?
Come on, we have other kinds of paper. We have, I don't know, in other countries they have Venezuela bolivars or Argentinian pesos that are very devalued. So
the euro, the dollar are all going to be worth toilet paper very soon. So that's
the dollar is difficult to devalue because there are many dollars, but you can if you want. Maybe you'll get to do it.
Here, I want to ask one last.
I wouldn't exclude the possibility.
This is an important question I want to ask you. Do you know anybody who's actually had it directly or indirectly that has been confirmed to have it? Have you heard anything?
Anyone who has coronavirus, and only politicians who have coronavirus. I believe the news. I think they do. They meet many people. They are politicians, so they get the virus. But they're alive. They're in home confinement too. They're in quarantine.
You guys know a lot of people. I mean, my God, on social media, you guys have got hundreds and hundreds of because of the music career. Yeah.
We play in orchestras.
And you haven't heard anything.
No.
None.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I don't know. But you guys...
There are not many cases. Listen, there were in Spain, which is the worst, one of the worst countries. It's like there was 4,000 in Madrid. Madrid has 5 million people. 4,000. And I don't know, 200 something, 200 deaths or something. Then next one was Catalonia, 1,000 and something cases. And I don't know, less than 100 deaths. Or something like that. There are not many. I mean, the percentage of people who have gotten it is very, very small.
Well, you've got your balcony.
They are restricting us like that because if they let it, the contagion is very quick.
Yeah.
If they let it happen, it might go so quick, then hospitals could collapse because everybody goes to the hospital. It's free,
When you go out, you wear gloves just in case. You got
no, I don't do those hypochondriac things. I just wash my hands and try not to touch many things.
Yeah, exactly. Just be aware of, you know,
people do.
Every time you go out and touch something, just assume it might be on your hands, so make sure you wash them. It is pretty good basic advice. Don't grab your handrail and then, you know, I need to shave.
Cough on other people. There are people who cough on other people, who sneeze. Yeah, I go somewhere else. One and a half meter distance can also work. You know, I lined up today in the supermarket. People were close. I stayed 1.5 meters. This is 1.5. Yeah, that's like, but 5 feet. Okay, I was 5 feet away from the next customer. Then arrived the next customer. I told the next customer, I said, "You stay there, 5 feet away." It's the same thing, the same time. I mean, you know, the line is not gonna go faster because you're closer. It's the same rate. You understand? So I said, "You stay there." Well, I told them, they did it. Other people, they just don't do it. There has to be the security guard that comes and tells them, and the security guard cannot do everything. It's security, police, and the government. People have to do something, you know, some reasonable stuff. You know, we have personal responsibility for what we do. You know, it's not everything up to those that give us orders. You know, because it's our fault that we're sheeple. It's our fault because if they don't force us to do something, we're not gonna do it. It's incredible. We have a part of responsibility as well.
What else are they saying on the news over there in Valencia? Anything else?
Valencia doesn't have many cases now. It's Madrid is the main.
I've got students in Madrid, and it occurred to me today, maybe I can get them to talk to me, you know, about that, because we talk about it anyway in our classes. So I want to get their point of view. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Chris, in Valencia we expect I don't know how to say in English, el pico, the maximum number of cases, the peak on next week. So because the problem that people making positive at coronavirus in Madrid came to Valencia when they were in quarantine.
Yeah, we're not in quarantine yet. Well, now they quarantined them, but back they had the possibility to leave, so they all fled Madrid and they came here. Yeah. And actually, there was one guy who was infected. He knew an 80-year-old. He knew he was infected, and he came all the same, and he infected other people. And now people know that. And I heard a story somewhere in Alicante where there's some people from Madrid. Other people realized they're from Madrid, and they beat them up.
Yeah,
because of that story, you know. So, they heard this story that those guys from Madrid that come here to infect us. So there was.
Was he coming? Was he coming to like Las Fallas?
Fallas are canceled. Yes. Fallas are canceled. That's a great big celebration.
The Nit de Foc should have been last night.
No. It's on 18th.
Yeah.
It's from now, but there's no. It's supposed to be on the 18th, but it's not going to happen.
And last day is not
going to happen. That was billions wasted. You understand? People that were expecting this revenue. Are the paper maches all still up around the city? No. They removed them. This is a catastrophe. This is an economic disaster. You know. Yeah. I don't know what is deadlier. You know, the virus, it might be deadly, but people killing themselves because their business went bankrupt, or they lost their jobs, all of this together. This is also deadly.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, I think they are underestimating
we have a lot of reason to believe that that's exactly the point of all this. So, you know.
So you think it was intentional? The Chinese did it intentional?
Well, there's a lot of speculation, and you know, we have daily meetings in autonomy trying to look at the situation and discern fact from fiction, and there's a lot of information there. But you know, it's.
What do you think about the UK? The UK.
It's weird.
Boris Johnson said, you know, we're not going to bankrupt our economy.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know.
Be careful, and that's all. What their health system is going to collapse probably. I don't know.
The approach they're taking is very strange. Marie's got sisters there, and they had the St. Patrick's Day like normal in Manchester. I don't know where else, and. But they're thinking about passing a law where all people over 70 are going to have to be quarantined in their house for 4 months. Now, it hasn't passed
those
yet.
Those are the high-risk people. Why would everyone else go bankrupt to save those people? Those are the high-risk people, and they're not working. Most of them are retirees and they're getting a pension. If the economy goes bankrupt, they're not going to get their pension. You understand?
Yeah.
They got to know that the state won't be able to pay, or any bank or anything. They won't get their money. I think the UK is doing the right, the smarter thing. But we'll see. But
do you have? What about your friends? You've got friends in Paris, don't you? You guys have friends in Paris?
Yes, I heard about beatings in Paris too. People probably are infected, and somebody sees them and beats them up because
I don't know. My tendency would be to run away from them. That's a bit silly, but
I don't know exactly what's going on. Also, this thing that with the police restricting people and tell them not to go here, not to go there. Many people in Paris, they don't like that, and they react violently because they have also this tradition of social revolution. That's how they are. And there are many things. In France is a complicated place, so there is violence. There is violence against the police mainly. Here we are a little more obedient.
So it's day 3 now. So yeah, you guys can cozy up.
Yeah, but we want to have
at least you have each other, love is in the air. Hey, now's a good time to have babies. There's going to be, the baby boom. Right? There's going to be the what are they going to call this? The Corona boom after all this. Oh yeah.
Probably. That's who's going to pay the pensions.
Well, maybe it's not that bad.
Walking down the street, the children play. For them, it's just another day. The future's reflected in their parents' faces, who chose to stay on in this place where they were born, went to school, got married, and kids. Like their grandparents before them did. Got to escape, before it's too late. Although today I could say that I really will miss the Buen Santa. Santa. But yeah, I was right. Knew what it was like. Buen Santa. Buen Santa. You've been listening to truthconduit.com with Chris McMillan. Go to the subscribe page and sign up to get notifications of the latest posts. And check out the support page to help keep it going.
Yeah, I've got a friend in Jesus Christ. I've got a friend in Jesus Christ, and Krishna and Buddha and my bartender.